Well, it's so soon. For the end of the school year, Miss Debbie didn't want you to miss having the Kamishibai Man. She even has a Kamishibai theater. That's the next video after this one, okay? All right, so it's about Japan, and Japan is very far away over the ocean, and it's an island, several islands, and we hope you like the story about the Kamishibai Man. All right, thank you, Barry. Okay, everybody. There. And I'm going to read you. This whole book is by Alan Say. And I'm going to read you the beginning because he tells about why he wrote this story. Why he wrote this story. And I think that's interesting also. When I think of my childhood in Japan, I think of Kamishibai. It means paper theater. Every afternoon, the Kamishibai Man came on a bicycle that had a big wooden box mounted on the back seat. The box had drawers full of candies and a stage on the top. We bought the candies and listened to the man's stories. As he told the stories, the Kamishibai Man would slide out the picture cards in the stage one by one and put them in the back, like shuffling a deck of cards. The stories were actually one never-ending tale, with each installment ending with the hero or heroine hanging on from a cliff or getting pushed off of it. To be continued, the Kamishibai Man would say with a grin, and we children would groan, but not too much. Tomorrow, the hero or heroine would be saved for new adventures, and we would have our candies. Yes, they were cliffhangers. So when I came to America, that is one expression that nobody had to explain to me. Today, any sort of cliffhangers reminds me of the happy memories that the Kamishibai had given me. And with this book, though it has no high cliffs, let me be your paper theater man for a day. You'll have to get your own sweets. Alan Say. And if you're allowed, go ahead and get some sweets. Pretend you bought them. And listen to the Kamishibai Man. There we go. And I'll have to move this back and forth a bit. Not so long ago in Japan, a small house on a hillside, lived an old man and his wife. Even though they had never had children of their own, they each had each other, Ji-chan and Ba-chan. Ji-chan is grandpa and Ba-chan is grandma. If you speak Japanese, I'm sorry about the pronunciation. One day, Ba-chan said, Ji-chan, you haven't said a word in 3 days. I've been thinking how much I miss going on my rounds, he said. Ba-chan stared. How many years has it been? She asked. Yes, quite a while, but my legs are good, and I've kept the bicycle in good order. I don't know, but one day won't hurt, I suppose. Should I make some candies? That would be very nice, Ji-chan said. I like how they speak to each other with such respect. Look at him on his bicycle. Wow, going across that river. The next day, Ji-chan rode his bicycle down the hillside in the first light of morning. How many years has it been? He asked himself. And do I remember such a fine morning, all so fresh and young? Well, good morning to you, rickety old bridge. Still going strong after all these years. And he began to hum a tune that his mother used to sing when he was a small boy. And I have a song for you by a ukulele player called Jake Shimabukura. He's from Hawaii, but he has his family's from. That's not it. Golly, there it is. His family's from Japan. And Sakura is about flowering cherry trees. I don't think we see in here. But it's a song I had heard of before. I'm going to turn it way down. Anyway, when he came to the city, he stopped humming. This isn't right, he said. I must have taken a wrong turn. Wait, but there's that old house I used to go by every afternoon. A car blasted at him, and then another. Why are there so many cars all of a sudden? Look at all these buildings. You'd think it was another country. A truck blasted its horn at him. Oh my goodness. He's getting set up. He pulled into a vacant lot and panted. Oh, can't a man ride his bicycle in peace? Don't remember such rude drivers. Catching his breath, he looked across the street and gasped. Can this be? Hey, there's that old noodle shop. It used to be the only building here. That and a nice park all around. Now look at all these shops and restaurants. They chopped down all those beautiful trees for them. Who needs to buy so many things and eat so many different foods? Shaking his head, he slowly took the canvas off the box on his bicycle. He propped up the stage and checked the story cards inside. Then he opened the bottom drawer in the box. You little jewels, he said as he started to hum again. Thank you, Bachan. You make such good candies, just like the old days. Oh, I'll bet you they're yummy, too. Not a sound for this. Let's see, I think I'll stop Jake. Nice job, Jake Shimabukura. And from the top drawer, he took out 2 wooden blocks, and holding one in each hand, he hit them together. A very sharp, loud clack rode out. Come gather round me, little ones. Your Kamishibai Man is here again. Come get your sweets and listen to my stories. Yes. I can see you now, all you bright faces, clasping coins in your little hands. So happy to hear my clappers. So happy to see your Kamishibai Man. Patience, everyone. You'll get your sweets. Now notice where he is. I think he's in the same spot, but look. There are trees. Remember he mentioned the trees? And he doesn't have gray hair now. He must be remembering. Patience, everyone. You'll get your sweets, each and every one of you. I have all your favorites, red ones and green ones and the soft ones on sticks. And here comes the boy, the one who never has any money. I'll get him later. Get to him later. So, which story will it be today? The Mighty Peach Boy? Born from a giant peach. But wait, let's start at the beginning. Long, long ago, there once lived an old man and his wife who had no children. After the Peach Boy, the Bamboo Princess was a nice change, a gentle story. Then my favorite, the old man who made cherry trees bloom. From like Sakura that Jake Shimabukura was playing a minute ago. Well, let's turn that back on. Then one night I was going home and saw a crowd of people gathered in the front of a shop. And they were staring at something called television. Can you imagine a time when there wasn't any television? Well, now it's just starting where he was in Japan. I was curious, but not for long. It showed moving pictures, and they all were jerky and blurry and had no colors at all. Even when Miss Debbie was a little girl, TV was black and white, or at least mine was. It wasn't that long after that when television antennas started to sprout from the rooftops like weeds in the springtime. And the more they grew, the fewer boys and girls came out to listen to the stories. The Kamishibai Man is here. How can they like the blurry pictures better than my beautiful paintings? I asked. But there was nothing to be done. As I went around the familiar neighborhoods, the children started to act as though they didn't know me anymore. Even so, I went on clacking my clappers, and one day a little girl peeked her head out the window and shushed me. Shh! The little girl was shushing me, and because the Kamishibai Man was making too much noise. Look, they're watching television. I sat on a park bench and ate a candy for lunch. How could the world change so quickly? Was I a bad storyteller? Then that boy came, the boy that didn't like candies. Why aren't you watching television? I asked. I don't like television, he said. But you like my stories, I said, and he nodded his head. Well, I got up and set the stage. What's your favorite story? I asked. Little 1 inch, he answered. So I told him the story of a brave little boy who was only 1 inch tall. And as I told the story, the boy never looked at the picture cards in the stage. He was looking at me the whole time with his mouth wide open. He even smiled now and then. When I finished the story, I started to take out the sweets to give to him, but he was already running away. Wait! I shouted. But he kept running and never turned his head. That was the last time I saw that boy. That was the last time I was a Kamishibai Man. Hey, I was that boy! A loud voice cried out. Startled, the Kamishibai Man looked up and saw that there was a large crowd had gathered before him. We grew up with your stories, someone else shouted. Tell us, little 1 inch again. I'm the Bamboo Princess. Peach Boy! I started to say something and the people began to clap their hands. Oh, I got one of those. And I took a deep breath. Oops, sorry, everybody. I took a deep breath and the applause got louder. A deep bow. You took a deep bow. A young man with a movie camera struggled up to him. They bowed to each other, and as the old man gave him a candy, a roar went up. Just like the old days, and the office clerks and shopkeepers, bakers and waitresses, and housewives and delivery men all lined up in a big circle around the Kamishibai Man. It was dark when he got home. Bachan was watching the evening news. The Kamishibai Man was the featured story. I see you had a busy day, she said. It was a good day, Jihan nodded. Will you be going out tomorrow? Yes, and the day after. Well, then you will need some more sweets. That would be very nice. Could you make it twice the usual amount? I'll see if I have enough sugar. And she shut the TV off. The end. There's a little bit more about the Kamishibai Man, but I think I'll leave it there. But I have something to show you. Where did I put it? Oh. Look, I have a Kamishibai theater and the story Little 1 Inch. I will record that tomorrow.